in future. So actually when learn a language, right? So exactly we cannot predict, or exactly we cannot predict so what will happen in the future. Actually, when we talk about future or refer to future, so what we are doing, so we just, right? So we just referring to the, we just referring to future. So whereby we cannot exactly say, so this. So for that, when we refer to future or when we talk about future, so that we use, so basically what you know, using the modal auxiliary will. Okay, so I will be a bank manager. So I will be an accountant one day. So likewise, so there are others, some certain ways of talking future tense. So let me explain it to you. So what are the phrases or what are the words that help us to talk about future tense? So let me explain this. So as you all can see, so number 1 to 4. So there are 4 ways, basically 4 methods of referring to future. So when you talk about something that will take in future, so there are 4 ways. So the first and the prime way of using will and shall to talk about future plans or future intentions or predictions. So there's another way, as you might know this one as well, using be going to. So I'm going to do this. So I'm going to study. I'm going to migrate. So likewise, so we can use this phrase to even to talk about future. And if I say, I'm going to university. So if I say, so yes, it's already planned and scheduled. So I'm going university for the second dose of the vaccine. So I'm going. So then, so it is another way of referring to future. So what is that? So continuous tense. Using present continuous as well, so we can refer to future. And the last one is using the present simple tense to talk about future tense. So I have given you few examples, right? So I'm leaving the meeting early today because I have to go to the university. So I'm leaving. So I'm going to play badminton this evening. He is going to post the letter. And I will have a party next week. And they will visit Candy Perahara. So likewise, so we can use all these ways, continuous tense and be going to and will and shall, and as well present simple tense to talk about future. Yes. Now I'm going to take one by one. So taking one method of where we used to talk them. So now you are going to look into the practical usage. So although so we have several methods, certain ways of talking or referring to future. So now you are going to look into its practical usage. So where do we use each methods? So then I'm taking directly the first way. So the basic one that you all know, it's using will and shall to talk about future, to refer to future. So the first one is when you talk about, when you make a prediction. So if you have that in your mind, so this will happen. You just predict. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි මෙහෙම වෙයි කියලා හිතනවා. So on that cases, so you can use this will, okay, or shall to talk about or make prediction. For example, I think it will rain tonight. We have a gloomy weather, and I think it will rain soon. තව ටිකකින් වහේ ඒ වගේ. So here you just talk about something that will happen, not at the moment. So future, right? So where you make a prediction, you just guess. So this will happen. And the second usage of talking, so using this will and shall to talk about intention. So intentions is going to differ from predictions because intentions are something that we think. So that what we intent කියලා කියන්නේ so අපි කැමති දේවල්. Right? Intent. So I have willingness. So then I intend to do this. And prediction එකක් කියන්නේ අනාවැකියක්. So something you guess that will happen in future. But intentions are somewhat differ from predictions. For example, once I get my degree, so you can think, so I will be a teacher, I will be an accountant. So this is what some kind of your intention. So I will migrate in future. And she will marry next year. Is that clear, Lamai? Clear there?
Yes, madam.
Yes. So the first one to talk about predictions, then intentions. So you are on things. Then, so at the same time, so we can use this modal auxiliary will to talk about or will to make promises. So if you make a promise, okay, so that will take place in future. So you can make promises and as well you can make requests. For example, so if you ask anything from somebody, so will you help me? Okay, will you help me or will you give? So will you give your note for me? So likewise, so you can make request and as well promises. So will you give your note for me? Yes, I will give you. So then you can promise to give. So here making promises and asking so something and promise for give something or something like that. So making promises and making requests. So we use this basically will and yes, will for that purpose. So that is the third one. So then the next one is to express decisions. Actually, it can be a spontaneous decision. For example, so according to the context, so you decide on that spot. Spontaneous can spot decision. So at that time you decide. Okay, so if I ask you to do something, so you will make a promise or you can decide. Okay, so we will do that. Right? So it's hot inside. It's so hot. So will you turn on the switch on the fan? Yes, okay, I will. So spontaneously spot that time, so you take decision. So we use this will to talk, so I will. So you are not doing that, not referring to present. So then you make a spot decision, right? So this is the fourth usage of using will. Then we have finally modal auxiliary shall to talk about future. For example, if you are going to offer something or if you are going to suggest something, okay, shall we go there? So something that will take in future, but here it's you are suggesting something, okay, if you or you are offering something, offer. So on that case, so you have to use this shall. Basically, shall is go with this I and we. Shall I take this, or shall we go there, or shall I make something for you? Okay. So here we use this basically shall for suggestions and offers. So is that clear to you? It's there in your handout, the material. Clearly it's there, right? So using will and shall for these purposes. So will for making predictions or will to express your intention, and will for making promises and making requests. Shall කියන එක මම මෙතන දාලා නැහැ. එහෙමනම් so you have to add to it to your note. Right? So shall for making suggestions. Right. So then so we have basic one another certain way of talking future. So that is be going to. Be going to, and we have another one present continuous to talk about future. So here I'm going to talk these two together. So because they have same purpose. So if you have something planned, if you have something organized or already arranged, but that will take in future, that will take place in future, and you have already scheduled the thing, or if you have planned the thing and made all the arrangements for that. So we can go forth with this phrase be going to, and present continuous tense to talk about that. So let me show you here. So if you are going to talk something planned and something organized, already organized, so you can use these two methods. So I'm going to study hard tonight for this test. So you have a test, and now, so today, tonight, so you are going to study. So if you say I'm studying, right? I'm studying hard tonight for the test. So here I will take this one as well to make a contrast, small comparison. So here, as you can see, am going to is the be going to form, and am studying, so it's present continuous. So here I'm going to study hard tonight for the test, or I'm studying hard tonight for the test. So can you so when you see these two examples, can you make a comparison or make a contrast here? Comparison එකක් හරි contrast එකක් හරි පේනවද මේකේ? ළමයි comparison contrast එකක් පේනවද? Comparison කියලා කියන්නේ සමානතාවය. Yes. So when you see these two, I'm going to or I'm studying, so you can indeed see a similarity here. So here the similarity or the comparison is comparison එක වෙන්නේ something already planned. So we use these two methods to talk about something already planned. So that will take in future. That will refer to future. So here contrast is the, so I mean the difference in between. So if you say I'm going to, be going to කියන එක use කරොත්, right? So you have already planned it, but the probability, right? So the probability happening, the probability of taking place, it I mean less. I mean ඒක සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ නැති වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. So I'm going to study. So you have planned and you are thinking of studying, but if you say I am studying something you planned, and so the probability of happening is definite. ඒ කියන්නේ definite, right? May I'm studying hard tonight for the test keyword probability එකේ definite එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ අනිවාර්යෙන්ම ඔයගොල්ලෝ කරනවා. Right? So this is the, I mean, the comparison and the similarity and the difference in between. So when you when you refer to future using this be going to an present continuous tense. Is it clear?
Yes, madam.
Okay, good. So finally, so as we look into, so we have 4 ways of referring to future. So already 3 has done, completed. So finally we have future with simple present tense. So it happens, right? So it's taking place according to a timeline or timetable. For example, so every day at 10:30, so you have lectures, right? So every day at 10:30 you have English lectures, no? So it's happened for a certain period, although it's for a certain period, it's happening according to a timetable, right? So we have just allocated that time, I mean your faculty so has allocated the time for English at that time every Friday. So every Friday, so at 10:30. ඒ කියන්නේ මොකක් හරිම දෙයක්. So for can be a train schedule or can be a flight schedule, flight timetable. So it's always happening. I mean, you had last week and today now you have. So and you have the same in next week. So is it clear? අන්න ඒ වගේ දේවල් වලට කතා කරද්දී අපි so something happening according to a timetable. So you had lectures past, so you had English, so at the same time English lecture, so last week, so you had, right? And you have එහෙමනම් so you have කියලා කියන්නේ for 2 meanings. So today you have, and so next week, again next week you have lectures at 10:30, not 7:30 or 7, right? So this is what so we refer to so timetable. So when we talk about something happening according to a timeline, so we use simple present tense in that case. Okay, so here he will be here soon, so his planes not will arrive, so it's happening according to your time schedule. So his planes arrives at 6:45. So this is what I just want to discuss with you on this topic. So future, so now you know, so the structure, right? Now you know the practical usage of will, shall, and be going to, and so present continuous for future, and so simple present tense for future as well. Now you are going to see the structure. So when you have the modal auxiliary will or shall, will එක හෝ shall එක තිබ්බොත්, so after this the modal auxiliary, so you have the main verb. So the main verb should be in infinitive, right? Should be in infinitive or base form එකෙන් තමයි තියන්නේ, right? So after will, the verb should be infinitive. Will do, will migrate, so will differ. Habai, so there's another thing. So after, if there's a adjective, okay. So for example, if you say I will, right? So metana blank එකක් තියමු. Late for the lecture. For the lectures next week again Friday, so you are telling that you will late metana, so you have to look into this word. So it's an adjective. In an adjective එකක් තිබ්බොත්, so you have to put be here. So not I will late, I will be late. Okay, so the reason, why is the reason that you will be late for the lecture? Yes, I will go to hospital on that day, right? So I will go to hospital on that day for a clinic, so something like that, right? So here, is it clear for you? So then we, after the will, so we have the verb, base verb should keep in infinitive form. Lama, is it clear?
Yes, madam.
Okay, good. So here the structure. Then after the be going to phrase, metana to එකක් තියෙන හින්දා, so we keep the base form again, right? I'm going to go. Okay, I'm going to go to the university next week as well. So I'm going to university. Emanang present continuous structure එකේදී, so you have to keep the verb, the main verb in ing form. I'm going to university today. So present simple ekedi, so you learn this. So the difference here is so we use this the same for to refer to something in future that will take place. එතනදී singular verb එකක් එක්ක, singular subject එකක් එක්ක, singular verb with plural, so plural verb form. This is the total summary of my today's session or lecture. So hope that so you get a clear idea of this. So if you have any doubts, so you can ask. Do you have any? Yes. So I have given you more examples here, sorry, more exercises based on each. So here be going to එකෙන් දීලා තියෙනවා, සහ will, want, will not. So you can practice them. So here I'm going to assign you this activity, right? So what you have learned today here, so you have to decide, right? So you have to decide, so which is the correct. හරි, මේ activity එක කරන්න බලන්න. tomorrow morning. So I'm playing tennis. Third one. Yes, third one. So you outside the hotel 10:30, something already planned, right? So I'll meet, so intention, I'll meet you outside at 10:30. I'm meeting you kiwa thare, but I meet kene ganna. Yes, that's fine. Please don't go out. Okay. A little longer, but I have to go soon. So here spontaneously, so asking something, so request, so please don't go out. So okay, so I on that spot, so you decide, okay, I will stay. Not something planned. So before, you don't plan this, you didn't plan this, so you spot that, I mean spontaneously decide, okay, I will stay along. Yeah, next Saturday, a party next Saturday. So I hope you can come. Something planned. So I'm having a party. Remember to lock the door when you go out. So something asked, just requested. So you agree. Okay. Okay. So I will not forget. I won't forget. So do you have any plans for the weekend? Yes. So we are going. So we are going to a wedding, something pre-arranged. So here tomorrow evening. So are you doing anything tomorrow evening? So exact time is time that you refer and ask, are you doing anything tomorrow evening? Yes, will you do something? So here request, will you do something for me? It depends, what do you want me to do? Yes. Will you go to work by car, or do you go? Do you go? So here plan work, go to work. So every day. So do you go to work by car? Not usually. I prefer to walk. So the ninth one, I asked Sue what happened, but yes, she won't tell me. No, she won't tell me. I don't know if I can win the race tomorrow. So prediction, right? But I will do my best. So I don't know what will happen, but you predict. So, but I will, yes, or your intention, you will do your best. I will do my best. Yes. So you have more activities. So at on your leisure, so you can get the material from your LMS. I will make it enable for you. But now I'm going to assign you another activity. A small activity. So that is, so you have to, I mean, predict or assume so about your life in year 2050, right? Dedas Panaha. So here I will show you. So the life in 2050, right? So I'm asking you, so these questions. So what are they? So you have to address them. How old are you? Okay, are you going to be in 2050? And what are you going to look like and where are you going to live, and what job are you going to have, and we are going to, so you have to predict. So predict about your future life in 2050. So actually this can be a make a samata continuous assessment test එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. So here I am going to give you, I mean assign you, to you this activity using Padlet. So all you have to work, yes, simple future. This one. So they have done this, another group, right? So here I will edit this. I'm giving you another question. So this is what I gave to a different department. So this is your task. Write about life in 2050. So you have to write about your life in 2050. Here the sub areas that you have to address when you write about your future life. Right. So I'm going to update. මේක හැමෝම කරන්න අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම you have the time, you can take your time. So once you do this, so you have to write your name. So I need your name. For example, so with initials AMCK නිකන් නම විතරක් කේෂානි කියලා දාන්න එපා, එහෙම දාන්න එපා. So name with initial, then your registration number, right? The full registration number in full. So MGT, right? 2020, I think 2020. So you have yes, I think 3 digits number. තුනකින් හෝ තුනකින් නේ තියෙන්නේ. Yes, 101, for example 101 ඒ වගේ. Then your department, මෙන්න මේ structure එක follow කරන්න. So before you answering the question, so department of IS. So this is the structure that you should follow when you answer this. So I will check your live the progress. So I have to get ready to go to university as well, but this could be an assignment. So those who absent for the session, so you have to share the link. හරි කෙනෙක් link එක share කරන්න group එකට, මොකද හැමෝම මේක කරන්න ඕන. So all of you have to do. Now you can start doing this. I'm sharing the link to everyone. So now you have the link with you.